Motocross Grand Prix. Extreme limits of mechanical performance and driver's technique are tested here. The race circuit roams around Europe during the year, and 12 individual races are fought among the most experienced veterans riding the best machines that manufacturers can turn up. It's a festival of motorcycles with a long history and tradition, loved especially by people in Europe, and which has now become an international sports event. Suzuki is the first Japanese motorcycle manufacturer to challenge the Motocross Grand Prix. Large motorcycle manufacturers of the world compete for the championship title with the choicest of their machines and their top-notch riders. It's a severe test of human determination, as hard as conquering Mount Everest. The possibility of winning the title is as remote as hitting a jackpot. With the experience and technique of two-cycle engines, which had once led the team to a string of victories starting from the Isle of Man TT Championship, Suzuki engineers set out to develop a machine so different from the speed machines they had been accustomed to. A new motocrosser with low-speed torque and a well-balanced, lightweight body. The Suzuki RH70, with its 250cc single-cylinder engine, is their proud brainchild after a long series of exhaustive experiments and much trying research. Sylvain Geboers, Joe Robert, Ole Pettersson. These are the men who will drive the Suzuki in the 1970 World Motocross Grand Prix races. Expert motocrossers, the best in the world. The Suzuki team fought well from the very start, which was staged in Spain on April the 25th. Suzuki won that Spanish race. The Grand Prix races then continued to hop around the European theater, and Suzuki kept winning. Victory in the England Grand Prix, the 7th in 8 races, had assured Suzuki of the manufacturer's championship for 1970. The 9th race in Finland, August the 8th. The circuit selected for the event was about 50 kilometers north of Helsinki. Husqvarna, a famous Swedish motocross machine. And Czechoslovakia's CZs are also participating. The course is tough, and the riders take full advantage of any short rests before the race begins. But first, the preliminary test runs must be run. The starting order of the main race is decided by the results of these test runs. Suzuki first sends out Robert, who aims for a 3rd consecutive victory. Then Geboers' powerful start dash. And veteran motocrosser Pettersson quickly follows out. And the first heat is about to get underway. With the manufacturer's championship title already secured by Suzuki, the rider's concern now is to grasp the individual championship title. The race is run in 2 heats. The first place winner gets 15 points. When the 2 heats are completed, the race winner is decided by his total number of points. And then the world champion is decided by comparing the overall results of the top 7 winners in all of the 12 races. the first heat is underway. One heat will continue for 40 minutes with an additional 2 laps. Robert, Geboers, and Peterson all are moving swiftly into the lead. Finland's Mikola is riding a Husqvarna. The soft sands and gravel of the Finland circuit make cornering and climbing extremely difficult. Mikola, who knows this circuit inside out, easily shook off determined pursuit by Robert and won the first heat. Peterson finished 11th and Geboers retired after 13 laps. After a 1-hour recess, the second heat gets underway. Now the excitement really begins to develop. Excellent cornering through the loose dirt and gravel. Peterson still is leading in the course. Robert and Husqvarna's Hansen are following close behind. Low, long, and fast, expert riders maneuvering their machines through these intricate jumps. Course for the Sunday cyclist. The race comes to an end, and Finland's Mikola won the championship title in a new overall record. They fought well, but the Finland race was lost to Mikola. And now the Suzuki team is only concerned with the next challenge, the East German Grand Prix. Formal opening ceremony featuring the flags of all participating countries opened the East German Grand Prix in heavy rain and fog. temperatures dropped to a shivering 15 degrees centigrade. Because of the rain, the race course has become extremely soft. The East German Grand Prix had to run under these worst of conditions. Due to this additional weather hazard, Suzuki's pit crew had to continue detailed maintenance efforts for several hours. One missing screw, a tiny scratch on a tire, could cause a fatal accident. Elaborate servicing by the Suzuki mechanics, who had survived many chilling moments in international motorcycle races, attracted many eager onlookers. The official inspection now begins. The Suzuki team takes off for an extensive route reconnaissance. The Amotoras Motocross circuit has a race course stretching well over 2 kilometers with a lot of sharp bends and sudden slopes. After passing in front of the main stand, the course takes a sharp turn and challenges the riders with every possible driver hazard. The width of the course is very narrow and by now has turned into a ribbon of slippery mud. Under these conditions, passing other machines in the race is too dangerous, so everyone tries to slip into a better position immediately after the start. It's almost time as the riders maneuver their machines to the starting line. Rain and fog conditions still worsen. Visibility has dropped to about 100 meters. Soaking in rain, some 8,000 spectators cheer their country's champion, Paul Frederick, as the East German TV station makes a live telecast to Russia, Czechoslovakia, and Hungary. The race started at 1 p.m. sharp. All 3 Suzuki machines took off, trailing behind a keen exhaust and the roaring sound of well-tuned machines. Geboers, Robert, and Peterson all are doing well. The course deterioration has reached the maximum point, but the race still goes on. Mud-covered racers are hardly identifiable. One racer pits in for cleaning his face. The dead heat continued in mud, rain, and shivering temperatures. Finally, the race ended, Geboers winning the first place in overall results. Robert was second, Peterson came in fifth. The high-performance R870 and their veteran riders have literally swept the race by securing the first, second, and fifth positions. The 11th race was in Switzerland, August 30th, Golden Motocross Circuit, about 30 kilometers southwest of Zurich. This course is on top of a small hill commanding a beautiful view of the surrounding scenery. The whole circuit is carpeted with rich green grass, and when the race is not run, cattle feed on the grass. The day's program includes 250cc and 500cc local races, 750cc sidecar motocross, and finally the Swiss Grand Prix. Spectators have come from everywhere. About 30,000 people came to watch today's events. Colored tents serve as temporary shelters. Mechanics are busy servicing their team's machines. The riders meet local racing fans, relax, and some concentrate on refueling. Cheerfully painted kiosks add to the festive mood. Just before the Grand Prix race, the sidecar motocross begins. Bright shades of the racers' uniforms make the race even more colorful. One attraction of the sidecar race is where teammates wearing identical uniforms work together trying to win. Main event, the 250cc World Motocross Grand Prix. Geboers and Geboers of the Suzuki team, which had already secured the manufacturer's title, are now competing for the individual championship title. First heat starts. All three Suzuki riders have a good start. Geboers maintained the top position until the middle of the race. By that time, Robert was following closely behind, and Pedersen was kept at 5th or 6th position. The order didn't change during the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th laps. Despite Mikola's frantic chasing spurt. But At the 14th lap, Geboers suddenly fell behind, and Robert moved then to the front and finished in top. Results of the first heat were Suzuki's Robert in first place, Husqvarna's Nicola got second place, and CZ's De Costa third place. Suzuki's Pedersen ended in sixth place.
Wir sprechen über eine Lautsprecheranlage der Firma Dr. W.A. Günther in Zürich.
After a 1-hour recess, the second heat started with Nicola leading the pack. Geboers was in third position, closely followed by Robert. Peterson maintained his place in fifth. Robert pushes forward to try and catch up with Nicola and Geboers. Nicola still is leading, running smoothly, as he goes on to win the first place prize. But a heated duel rages between Geboers and Robert as they vie for points and a chance at the World Championship. Second heat finishes with the overall result, Nicola winning the first place in the Swiss Grand Prix. Robert was second, and the third place was won by De Costa. Geboers, who had failed to finish the first heat, was disqualified in the Swiss race. Immediately after this Swiss race, the final result of the World Championship was decided at the Austrian Grand Prix. Geboers, who had maintained the leading position, had fallen during the Austrian race and stayed in the second position. Thus, the World Championship went to Robert, his third consecutive win. The remarkable performance of the Suzuki machines and their glorious victories lay 3 years of tedious efforts by Suzuki research teams. The 1970 World Motocross Grand Prix is now a milestone in the international motorcycle history, with Suzuki's name clearly engraved.